else just really fucking like a good gas station? You're listening to Bug and Moss.
Whoa, good morning, Bug.
Good morning, Moss.
It is 7:01 on January, February, March, April, May. 5 is May 12, 2021. Nope, 2026. It's
close.
The Bug and Moss It's the Bug and Moss Murgle Bargle.
May 12th, 1999. Millennium is coming.
Hey, everybody get ready. That Y2K is going to be the day. You don't know what's going to happen. What's up? I'm Moss.
I'm Bug.
It's 7:01. There's no studio naming sponsor, so it's the Skittering Studios. And good morning to Matt Bliss, Sid the Kingmaker, and Coyote Astronaut. I have spent too much time inhaling too much mouse poop, and now my body is broken.
Yeah, we had a time. We're here now.
We are here now. We are cooking. We were cleaning. And I'm going to go to bed as soon. No, I have a doctor's appointment today.
You have a doctor's appointment today.
I have to go to the doctor and tell her that my tummy is not persistently painful in the same spot anymore, which is good. But also that I got bit by a tick. And then I'm going to bed. I'm going to come home. I came here to come home and go to bed. And I'm all out of every fucking thing else. So please.
Everybody who's watching, you're seeing one of my favorite outfits of Moss's. This is his winter dress.
This is my winter dress. For people on the podcast, it is what is this pattern? It's like a checker pattern? Not really.
It's like a plaid.
Not quite a plaid. It's a really long winter dress.
Yeah.
Oh, I vanished the moment I stood up.
Just know that it's a winter dress.
It goes just down below the knees. It's like a bathrobe, except it's closed on the front. Hey, I love a bathrobe more than I love any other article of clothing. Mm-hmm. Although Joe did just in the chat coin what I'm going to call this forever. Oh, and so did Emily. Joe said lumber dress, and Emily said walking blanket.
Ooh.
Both of these are very good.
They're both very good.
So, yeah, today is the day. And by that, I mean it's Tuesday. How are you, Doug?
I'm doing okay. Body hurt. Brain not good.
Yeah.
But we're here. I feel glad to be here doing the show.
Me too. This is my favorite part of the day, even if I'm really fucking tired.
Really tired.
And Az has reminded me to tell the doctor I don't sleep good.
It's on the list as thank you.
That's important. Yeah, I need to bring up the fact that I ain't sleeping good.
I keep bringing it up and Mason keeps downplaying it. So it's not that he doesn't bring it up. It's that he's actively working against me.
Here's the thing, actually. Let's talk about this for a second. Everyone has a hard time sleeping.
No.
I feel like everyone's like, oh, I slept like shit.
Nobody. No.
What do you mean?
No.
Talk to fucking 3 people.
No.
I bet if I went outside right now and I asked 2 people off the street, well, first of all, they'd probably make fun of me because everyone here makes fun of the way I dress.
Joe agrees, which is a bad sign.
Joe agrees. Okay, here's the thing. I feel like everyone complains about sleep and they're like, oh, I slept like shit. And so like, I don't know what's normal and what's not normal.
Well, what is normal is what's related to you. You have disordered sleep. You always sleep badly.
But if I always sleep badly, is that just not my normal sleep?
Well, no, because you're never rested. It's not normal to be able to fall asleep at any moment. That's the indicator on any listicle about should I talk to my doctor about this.
What do you mean, though? Like, just because I could go to sleep at any time and I constantly feel tired, something might be wrong?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. I can't go to sleep at any time.
I can't go to sleep at any time, but I do not sleep very well. I have energy some days, like yesterday I did a lot of things. I don't know. The thing that's also tough is to disentangle like a sleep related issue or a health related issue causing problems with sleep from a mental health
totally
cause
true.
of just sometimes I am so not looking forward to the day that it's hard for me to gin up the energy to do anything.
But we're not doing
go back to sleep.
anything about that either. So
No, that's
another
true.
thing we have to talk to the doctor.
Hey, Bug, that's super true. Checking in with chat on the whole sleep topic. Az says, I slept so good last night.
Hell yeah.
Genuinely, I'm happy for you.
I did too. I slept like a rock.
Wow, I'm happy for you also. I think it's an allergy thing too. Like my nose is all clogged up. Matt says sleep is a bell curve. Good should be the majority. Excellent is sometimes. Leonard says, between being a truck driver and 2 young kids, my sleep schedule is so far beyond fucked, I don't even bother mentioning it. That's the other thing, is that kids really certainly put a wrench in that equation.
Yeah,
particularly
they do.
young kids. Because they don't have words yet. The only word they have is the letter A.
Yeah.
For a long time. Joe says, I have so many issues that sleep feels like it can't be at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I feel too. And Coyote Astronaut says, insomnia, body not work, or the horrors, TM.
Yeah. It's the horrors.
It's the horrors.
Sleep is hard and it's complicated, and it is really hard to diagnose what might be causing our problems in this crazy world where there are so many horrors to face. But it's worth figuring it out because all of those things are contributing to everything being a lot harder.
I'm with Tiny Baby Monkey, first time chatter Tiny Baby Monkey that has scrambled into the chat here saying, I like running a hot shower and then sleeping on the bathroom floor.
Listen, whatever gets you there.
That feels like it would clear out the sinuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I remember, I'm going to put Tucker on blast here for a second. Tucker and I have been friends for a very long time, and I remember hanging out with Tucker at Tucker's house when we were teenagers, and they told me this. Tucker's always had sinus issues. They've had like their nose drilled out with those things and all of this stuff. And they told me the trick that they do is they get in the shower, they turn it up really hot. I think sometimes they said they put like peppermint or some other like oil in there that's very bright. And then I remember hearing this from the other room whenever we would have like a sleepover. They'll stand there and just go, and just like force all of their mucus out.
Jesus.
And I actually think I need to do that because I kind of feel like my forehead weighs a pound heavier than it ought to.
I'm not trying to directly contradict Tucker. That's not how it works because the pressure in your head is pressure. It's not mucus.
Yeah, but they certainly did get a lot of mucus out, I think.
Totally, but it's not necessarily good for you to do that because you're putting a lot of pressure on your throat and on your entire sinus cavity.
But
it feels really good to dig all that shit out of your nose and to like hork it out, but it's not actually necessarily helping. You might be irritating it and causing the pressure to feel even worse.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think often about like how people say like, oh, don't strain on the toilet because you'll pop a blood vessel in your brain, have a stroke and die. I think about that every time I cough or I'm on the toilet or anytime I'm doing anything. And I'm choosing instead to believe that I'm strengthening my blood vessels by slowly exposing them to pressure, and I'll eventually widen them enough that my brain will have so much blood in it that I'll be really smart.
So all of this is pretty bad as far as medical advice goes, but Matt has posted something in the chat that is really good.
Okay.
Y'all heard of 3-2-1. No food 3 hours before bed. No drink 2 hours before bed. No tech 1 hour before bed.
Yeah, that's a pretty good rule. That makes sense.
We have heard a lot about how Mason should stop eating right before bed. He's working on it, although I watched him have a terrible tummy time. I'm telling everyone.
Come on.
Come on. I watched him have a terrible tummy time yesterday because he ate a bunch of junk food. We hung out with Atticus and we ate a bunch of junk food. And then he woke up and thought he was going to die. And then right before bed last night, I watched him after telling me, please, just like, don't let me do that again. It's not your job, but like, help me. I watched him just pick up these spicy dill pickle Chex Mix and start eating them 10 minutes before bed.
I needed a little bit of salt and a little bit of crunch, Bug. I had a craving. I didn't remember that they were fucking spicy dill. So the moment that flavor alighted upon my tongue and lit my mouth in flame, I immediately stopped. The candy and stuff we ate yesterday or the day before, oh my goodness gracious. I didn't think I was going to make it. By the time we got to the place we had to go yesterday, it had finally subsided. But I really felt like I had sword swallowers like slide a sword down their throat. I felt like I did that with a lightsaber, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyway, we got a great show for you today. I don't have any segments on hand because we were just so fucking balls to the walls yesterday after the show. But we do certainly have voicemails and texts and emails, including an older voicemail from Elle that has been, I believe, sitting in our email for a minute.
Well, let's hear it.
Or is sitting in our Discord?
Oh, no, it's in the email. I have it.
Oh, okay. You've got it?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, Bug. Let's hear it. Let's go ahead and play that. This is from Elle. First time calling from Elle, I think.
It's not coming.
It's not coming, is it? All right, here we go. And now.
Hey, Bug and Moss. It's Elle calling all the way from London, England on a very gray Thursday morning. I have a question for you. A wise philosopher once said, to be cringe is to be free. And I want to know, what's the cringiest thing you're into? Could be some weird little secret hobby you have, or maybe even a fandom. Something that if you were to try to explain it to a distant relative or like your friend's grandma, might cause you to hesitate a bit before you dove into it. Now, I know we're all freaks and like cringe is relative, but you know what I'm talking about. Something that the normies of the world wouldn't really get, but for you, fucking slaps. This question is also open to the chat as well, of course. I want to see what the critters have to say. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see you soon. Bye for now.
Love you too, Elle.
Yeah.
Super excited to see you soon. Also, Elle has one of those like very commanding voices where like the moment that started playing, I was like, oh, it's time for Elle to talk.
Yeah.
It's time. Let's listen.
We should be quiet.
We need to listen to Elle. Yeah. So, all right. This is great. Yes. Cringe is relative. I think that, and also Elle in the chat is at the airport right now on the way here.
Coming to see specifically us.
Yeah. Coming to see specifically us. That'll be very fun. Cringe is relative is true. And the older I get, the more I think about the times that I would have considered myself cringy as like very fond, formative things. You know, there's like a lot of stuff that younger me was into that was cringy. Like, the idea of, not to say that philosophy is cringy, but like the idea of being like outwardly very interested in like being very like philosophy and intellectual. I don't know. I think about that. Or like being a debater.
Yeah.
I feel
No,
like that
that's
was
all.
But I'm not into that now.
I mean, you're into philosophy. It's hard, right?
Yeah, but like that's discounting like an entire sort of field of just questioning
Oh,
things
you
and
can.
thinking.
Listen, I know that you didn't go to college, but if you did, you'd feel comfortable. You'd feel comfortable discounting an entire field. The ones who are fine know that they're fine and they're not offended.
Some of my closest friends are philosophy majors, although I do describe my friend Lou as the only non-toxic philosophy major for a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I went
that
to
is
a
very
liberal
true.
arts school, so I get to be mad at philosophy majors.
So what is cringe that you're still into? Because that's tough. Because like if I asked my little sisters what cringe was, they would think like a lot of things I'm into are cringe that I don't think this peer group would think is cringe.
It's hard because I am seeing in the chat people being like, philosophy is so beige, you need to get weirder. But I'm like, I think getting weirder will only ingratiate us with this group of people. My immediate thought was like, what's the most normal shit we're into? Because that's the real cringe based on the way we've built our lives.
Yeah, I guess the cringiest thing I'm into in terms... So here's the thing. Cringe is so relative, as Elle pointed out, as that philosopher said, that the thing that I think would be most cringe to the people who listen to this show is that like I'm into cars and that I like
that was
think
my
cars
first
are
thought
cool.
was how into cars you are.
But if I was talking to some car guys, which I try my best not to, they would probably think everything else I'm into is cringe.
I know what the cringiest thing I'm into is.
Oh, Bug Dish. What is it?
So I want to point out that like I have written a real person fanfic, which I'm not that embarrassed by. I've done like just so much cringy shit. I was emo, everything you can imagine, every toe curling journal entry. But I think the cringiest thing that I have been continuously into is like military stuff.
Oh, sure.
Like military science fiction, like military fashion. I think it like looks really cool and I'm super into the aesthetics of it. I love Stargate. I don't think it's cringe to be into Stargate, but like Stargate's totally the military sci-fi that I reach for. I think it's like, it sounds really normie, but I think even people who are like in the military would be like, it's pretty cringe to be into the military as a civilian.
I mean,
it's pretty cringe.
Like military grade means the cheapest we could get away with without people immediately dying from whatever it is. So yeah, looking at chat. Sid says, explaining my Twitch viewing to any older relative is always a challenge, even though it's not necessarily cringe. I think some people think the idea of trying to be like a person online is cringe.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it can be. I want to say that. Like, I've definitely encountered some cringe projections of personality onto the internet.
Yeah, Elle, you can drop the fic in the chat. It's fine.
Cody, what?
Elle asked if she could drop my fic in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, we'll get down to that message then.
Oh, okay.
Sid said, Coyote Astronaut said, is it time to reveal that I had a hybrid minor in philosophy/ethics/religious studies?
Coyote, we knew.
We know. Literal. We'll change your tag from literal stranger to literal genius, Coyote Astronaut.
Yeah.
Elle says that that was a very real philosopher with a very real quote that said cringe is relative. I don't remember where that came from, so I don't remember the quotes. Tiny Baby Monkey says, making up and acting out little scenarios while listening to music is joyous for me, but a nightmare to be seen doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe the most cringe thing I'm into is like constantly doing stupid little voices and saying absolute nonsense, of which you are most frequently subject.
The thing that I feel like is most cringe is that I think this is cringe in both sides. I'm really embarrassed to try doing voices because I haven't practiced it. And so I don't do it in front of other people, which I think is even cringier. And so I just do it by myself in the car. I turn all of the music off and I drive around doing little voices. The other day.
That's so cute. You're adorable.
Thank you. This is really embarrassing. I'm going to share something that's really embarrassing. The other day, I was so overwhelmed that I couldn't handle listening to music or podcasts, and I turned everything off. And I was just having one of those emotional days where I was trying really hard to drive without crying. And so I started like slam poetry journal entrying out loud.
Oh, hell yeah, Bug.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah, that's kind of badass though. You're just really cute. So like, I think just think it's cute when I do stuff. Yeah, I'm biased. I also don't think a lot of things are cringe.
I think being cringe is cool. I think embracing your cringe is growing up. I think that's how you become a grown up.
I think the most cringe thing is not acknowledging when you're wrong or like not changing your opinion when presented with new information.
I agree.
That's cringe to me. But that's also just sort of objectively like what one would consider a bad trait, not like an indulgence, you know?
Yeah.
Egg Queen. So Elle said, can I drop the Bo Burnham fanfic in the chat? So you seem to brush by that very quickly. Do you want to bring that up? Should we talk?
I don't think we need to talk about it. It speaks for itself. That's all.
Maybe it'll be in the show notes or the description.
It won't.
Who knows? It won't. You'll have to catch it from this chat, watching it live back on Twitch, I guess.
I'm going to erase it.
Atticus says, methinks mine might be One Direction or Grey's Anatomy. Again, I want to like widen the parameters of cringe, or maybe just take away the negative connotation of cringe. But then I don't know what cringe means, because neither of those are cringe. One Direction might be no, Big Time Rush would be a little cringe.
I think everything is cringe to somebody. Like, I think that's the thing is it's like cringe can only hurt you if you care that there are people who are cringing at it. But if you don't care about those people thinking you're cool, it doesn't really matter.
Coyote Astronaut just now said, I can see a ukulele from where I'm sitting. Does that make me cringe? And I want to tell you that I can see 2 ukuleles from where I'm sitting right now, so I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
The answer to that one is yeah, absolutely. Be cringe, be free, says Elle.
Absolutely.
Matt Bliss said, I honestly feel cringe when I try to philosophy sometimes. I tried to guide a convo about Ship of Theseus with my very smart wife the other night and felt more cringe as the convo went on. I think the thing that's cringe about philosophy is when one person is a presenter of it rather than a participant in a discussion around something that has themes of the philosophical. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think it is the teacher-student dynamic that can make that feel cringy in a sort of peer-to-peer setting. Maybe that's the root of some philosophy.
I think what's cringe about philosophy, and I think you're getting at it, I think it's cringe to think you're smarter and better than other people.
And I think that's like the impression people have of that. But the people I know that are into philosophy, like Matt and Lou, definitely don't carry themselves that way.
No, absolutely. I just mean like, if you're wondering, is this cringe? Am I being cringe just because I'm engaging with this thing? I actually think most things, like I think being really into a fandom is only cringe when you can't listen to other people or you're only interested in talking about what you want to talk about and you're like steamrolling the conversation. Like if you're screaming about the fandom only you are into to people who don't care, that is cringe. Like that's not very participatory of you in a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Atticus says that they are in a ukulele factory right now. I don't know if that's true, but Atticus, if you are at a ukulele factory right now, I would like you to take some pictures and send them to the Discord.
I'd like to see that later.
I want to see how they make these things. I thought they grew on trees. Egg Queen says that is being really into Neopets cringe. She has an elaborate Neopets profile that's honestly pretty badass. I don't think that's cringe at all.
No, I don't think so either.
Anything that you sincerely enjoy is very hard to be cringe.
And I think that's the thing is like sincerity isn't cringe. I don't think.
Oh, that's a hat, Bug. Sincerity isn't cringe in fucking. Cringe is in papyrus. Sincerity is in like Lucidia Sand's handwriting or whatever.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
And I actually want all of it to be in Juice ITC.
Oh yeah, Juice is a good font. Let's someday talk. Okay, here's an idea. You know how Regulation does drafts?
Yeah.
I want to do something like that, but I don't want to like steal that same idea or like the format. I want to have like a bunch of people. I want us to pick our favorite like default fonts that come standard on a computer.
Yeah.
So like no fancy fonts that you downloaded if you're like us and you download fonts for fun.
But you
like,
can pick any operating system, I assume.
Yeah, I want to get people to get their like top 5 favorite generic system fonts, and I want you to email them or text.
Do Google fonts count?
Yeah, Google fonts count, but also like just your standard shit, your bog standard stuff. Text them to 848 Mossbug, and I want to see, and this goes for you podcast listeners too, this goes for anyone. Text your favorite basic bitch font that comes standard on a computer or Google fonts to 848 Mossbug. I want to see if we have any standout favorites in our crew.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give away ours yet. But I will say the Juice ITC is up there for me. That was a sleeper.
Good one.
I'm pretty sure that's a Microsoft Office font, but I'm not 100% sure.
That makes sense.
So yeah, Elle says, I'm so in for a font draft, and Tom will be really into this too. Yes,
Let's
please
do
get
it.
Tom into this. Yeah, cool. I know I missed a bunch of great stuff in chat, but we should probably scoot forward in the show.
Let's scoot forward.
It is 7:21 on May 12th, 2026. We get a lot of voicemails hiding in the voicemail inbox. And there's one text message that I'm going to look at right now from an unknown number. This came in yesterday during the show, and we missed it.
Wow.
This says, good morning, Bug, Moss, and Atticus. Mainstream media have been silenced by City Hall. Would you please address the situation regarding the man inside the bean in Chicago? Will we ever see him released? Are we really going to allow sculpture artists to get away with this in the name of art?
Okay.
Now, have you heard about this?
I haven't heard about this.
A man in the bean in Chicago. So, for those who don't know, the bean in Chicago is a big silver bean, right? It's a giant sculptural bean.
So, is a man trapped inside Anish Kapoor's bean?
Is this an article?
Yeah. A fringe group insists, without evidence, that a man has been living inside the city's beloved Cloud Gate for 2 decades and says it's no joke or performance art.
You're not allowed to just call it Cloud Gate when it's obviously
Yeah,
a bean.
it's the bean.
It's the bean. So is there truth to this? Is there a bean man?
Well, there's no evidence.
What do you mean there's, so is this just speculation? Did someone just think, or did someone like knock on the bean and go like, hello? And like someone knocked back and was like, go away.
The absurd accusation against the 71-year-old artist first surfaced on July 31st, during the opening day of the Lollapalooza Music Festival, as a small group of protesters dressed in black gathered in front of the massive mirrored sculpture, waving signs and handing out flyers. They demand that the city of Chicago free the man they insist was trapped inside Kapoor's work.
I'm obsessed with this. I'm looking at Reddit on this, and this person says a group called the Man in the Bean Coalition is protesting for the release of a person they say was placed inside the Cloudgate sculpture by the chief artist, Anish Kapoor, when it was created 20 years ago. At the time, the man would have been an infant, as per the group, and was left there with sufficient provisions to live and grow.
Well, so I'm out because human babies can't survive on their own.
They can in the bean. What if the bean provides all the baby needs?
I don't think the bean does.
They said that the bean, they was left with all provisions to live and grow. So inside the bean was like probably some pretty advanced technology. I mean, look at the thing.
Human babies aren't like cat babies or horse babies, like babies that know how to do stuff. Human babies will shit themselves to death if somebody doesn't do something about it.
There's probably something inside the bean that takes care of that.
So you think the bean can parent this infant?
Not in, when you say it like that, it sounds stupid. I think that the bean contains everything necessary for life. And that this child has probably grown up. A lot of people in chat are saying there's no door. Where's the door? Where's the door on the bean? I think that's the point.
Yeah, there isn't a door. The baby would have been sealed inside.
Yeah, as N Squared just said, Nanny McBean.
Nanny McBean is. I like what Joe has dropped in the chat, which sufficient provisions for an infant baby. They must have left the mother in there too.
Maybe, or the bean is mother. Because
so that's what I said, and then you said that's stupid.
No, you said, is the bean nursing the baby or something?
That's not what I said. I said, is the bean parenting the baby?
Yeah, and no, it's not. The bean just contains what is necessary for life.
And what do you think that is?
Milk, eggs, sunshine, flour, water.
You think the bean contains sunshine? Speak on that.
The bean is obviously reflective from the outside, which would imply that sunshine is indeed being reflected off of it, right? So nothing would get inside of it. But I think that's exactly the reason that inside it is sunny.
Okay. I have nothing to say to that.
Joe says, "Oh man, the bean has nipples." Can you imagine? Like they're building the sculpture. It's 20 years ago, and they're like doing the plans for it. And one guy's just like, I like it, but what if the bean had some like juicy tits on it?
Yeah.
Put some boobies on the bean. What if it has some boobies instead of Cloudgate? It's called like Tittygate.
Tittygate would be pretty good.
Crazy that it's called Cloudgate. Also,
It isn't. It's called the bean.
I get it because it's probably reflecting the clouds from the sky above. Maybe
It's a pretty cool sculpture.
it is a very cool sculpture, and I think the man inside is probably dead. If he is indeed still in there,
I don't think he made it to being a man.
I think he did.
Okay.
I think that the bean just could no longer provide for this person, if anything,
Okay.
at this point. I'm going to double check the rest of that message. This is Eamon, by the way. I have found because there's another there's another text message we've received from them that is about our website where they said, please go together hand in hand to bugandmoss.com and click your own YouTube link. This is from Eamon. So Eamon knows about the man inside the bean.
Eamon might know all the secrets.
Yeah.
How did he get there? Is there a door?
Is there sunshine inside the bean? All the provisions for life. Did he outgrow the bean? Thank you for submitting that, Eamon. I'm glad to learn of this. It reminds me of the birds aren't real type people, which I'm a big fan of, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we're, of course, in a different camp, which is that birds are robots and cats are puppets.
Birds are robots, cats are puppets. Tiny Baby Monkey says the bean will hatch 2028.
And I'm excited about that. Do we need shirts?
Hey, yeah, I was
The
going to say.
bean will hatch 2028.
Is that going to be our first sort of meetup of critters for the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show? We all meet up at the bean on a day in 2028, and we have shirts that say hashtag bean hatch.
I'm going to need to drop into merch right now.
Yeah, you're going to go throw that idea in the thing.
Yeah, as soon as I figure out where it is.
While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and pop open this voicemail that was sent to us from Jordan Reed way back on Wednesday, May 6th, a full week ago.
Hell yeah.
Bug and Moss, it's Jordan Reed. How are you?
Oh, what happened?
I'm broken.
Hello?
Wait.
Hello?
Wait.
Hello?
Maybe I'm not broken. Anyways, how are you? I'll give you a second to answer.
Doing all right. How are you doing,
Yeah,
Jordan?
pretty good
One.
here.
Follow up on the smell talk that happened on May 6th. I just wanted to let you all know I am very aware of if I am stinky in a good way or a bad way. In 8th grade, we were all hanging out at my buddy Brandon. Mason, you met Brandon.
Oh, yeah, I know Brandon.
Side note, the first time Mason met Brandon was smoking a lot of marijuana. And,
Higher than I've seen anyone ever.
when we all met, Brandon smoked 3 joints in 4 hours, and 2 of those joints were completely full of keef, and then also rolled in keef like Fun Dip.
Yeah, dude.
And that was wild
he was
to be a part
zonked.
of.
It was wild.
3 joints, 2 of which would crush most human beings.
He was so funny.
Anyways, in 8th grade, at a Christmas Eve party at Brandon's house, we were all just sort of hanging out, and he said, unprovoked, "You know, Jordan, you kind of just have a smell. It's not good or bad. You just have a smell."
Oh.
And, you know, I understand that everyone has a smell, but there was something that I think it was because it was unprovoked. He just said it. So that made me think he's obviously been thinking about this. And then as he talked to other people who were in this room about my presumably smell, it made me think a lot. So now I really care if I smell nice or neutral. I don't like being stinky.
No.
Do you all worry about being stinky?
Yeah.
Do you all care if people think you smell nice? I really care about it. I want to leave a social interaction, maybe given somebody a hug, and I want them to think, you know, he smelled kind of good up close.
Mm-hmm.
But far away, couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Anyways, does anyone care about the way they smell that much? See ya.
Thanks for calling in, Jordan. Man, if someone, particularly Brandon, locked his extremely, if Brandon locked his extremely red eyes with mine and said, you know, man, you kind of have a smell, I would be like fucked up for a while. That would drive me crazy. Elle says, Jordan, I've been told this too, and I didn't like it. Yeah, man, I don't want anyone to say anything about the way I smell unless it's, hey, man, you smell bad. It's like a get a heads up, or, hey, man, you smell good.
Yeah.
Aside from that, like you said, I don't want to be smelled.
So,
I don't want to be perceived in general most of the time, and particularly not with your nose. That's so intimate.
I feel like kind of weird about this one because I have very strong opinions about smells. We've talked about them on the show before. And I agree. I think I'm always delighted if I don't think a person has any kind of smell, and then up close they have like a little smell that's like a nice little kind of them smell. I love that.
I smell like lettuce when I'm sweaty.
Yeah,
like,
that's
like
true.
Old lettuce.
You do smell like lettuce when you're sweaty.
Yeah.
But you're usually wearing like deodorant, so then you smell like nice deodorant.
With a little bit of lettuce under it.
Like just a little bit of lettuce. But I think I have a pretty good sense of smell, and I don't worry too much about whether or not I smell. I usually feel like I'm the first to notice.
I feel like you're the first to notice too. You're very smell forward. You're very sensitive.
I'm sensitive.
You're very sensitive. You've got a good nose. I smell's my weakest sense easily for sure. I was reading about what people are capable of imagining, and like I guess apparently not all people can imagine all of their senses in detail. And so I'm curious, it's a little fun thing for you to try here at home. Like, can you imagine a texture? Like if I say cinder block, can you imagine running your finger down a cinder block?
Can you imagine licking it?
Yeah. Or like car tire, or hard plastic. And then can you imagine smelling it? And then, that sort of thing. I can imagine smells stronger than I think I can smell them in real life, if that makes sense. And sometimes when I encounter a bad smell, what grosses me out is my own like ruminative, intrusive thought, like repetition of the way I thought it smelled. It's like it gets stuck in a feedback loop where it just keeps getting worse and worse in my head. And so I'll smell something kind of bad, and if I'm in the wrong headspace, I'll then make myself gag. But in other headspaces, like if I'm doing something where I know it's going to be gross or nasty, I am like able to not to just perceive it and be like, oh, that's a bad smell, and not think about it. So for me, in terms of repulsion to smells, it's a very much like deeply mental process.
I mean, I would agree that it's deeply mental, but it's because I have a really good sense of smell. So I have to not smell things that smell gross. And then I have to do the same thing. I have to tell myself, don't think about the way that smells, because then I will start gagging.
But the question is, do you care about how you smell? Yeah, obviously.
I care about how I smell. I don't want to stink. I don't super care though. Like if it makes sense that I stink, I'm not like pressed about it. Like if I was just helping someone move and I like am sweaty or like whatever, I'm not going to be like, oh, I got to go like fucking get deodorant right now. I'm like, we stink right now. That's fine.
I do get nervous though, because nothing is worse than remembering you forgot to put on deodorant when you're like going out somewhere.
That's true.
And you're in a hurry, and then you're like, oh no. And then you're like, okay, I have a choice. I can either find some deodorant or try and be really inactive this whole time and try not to sweat. Mm-hmm. Or I can try and stay really far from everyone in like a low key way. And then, yeah.
Or you can do what I do and you can go, anybody got deodorant? Because somebody does.
Yeah,
somebody definitely does.
That's true. Or you can be like, wow, anyone smell that butt? Wonder where that's coming from, and just keep like doing that sort of thing.
You know how like you can't rely on men for anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, like they don't have anything, and it's only women who ever have anything. Like, I mean, and honestly,
unless it's like a pocket knife. For some reason, everybody's got one of those.
Yeah, but also I was just about to say, like, it's just not a man. Like, non-binary people have pocket knives covered. Don't worry. So the only thing you can depend on a man for is to have deodorant in his car.
Now
That's it.
I certainly don't have deodorant in my car.
Maybe you should start.
Maybe I'm barely a man.
Yeah, that's true.
The other part of like what oh my God, I'm sorry. My brain is so fucking fried today. When you're taking care of like your smell, when you're trying to, we don't want to smell bad, right?
When you're smell maxing.
When you're smell maxing, when you're scent mogging other people.
Yeah, don't scent mog other people.
There is like, there's a couple things you can do, right? Deodorant, kind of a bog standard thing. There's also like perfume and where are you going, Bug? Oh yeah, opening the window. It is cooking in here. Speaking of smell, it's getting sweaty in here. Do you enjoy, you're not a big perfume user, really. Bug is shaking her head no. I'm not super big on much beyond deodorant in terms of what I will do to compensate for my smell. I was an aftershave guy for a little while. But then I think a lot of times that stuff can be a bit overbearing.
Deodorant is the pure godly perfume. Deodorant is fine. Deodorant is good. Perfume is fine. I know people who wear it well and like they have a good scent for them and it doesn't drive me crazy, but I am being really serious. I'm not trying to be dramatic. If I'm in a car with someone and they're wearing a perfume that is cloying in any way or that I can smell, it will make me sick and I will have to lay down when I'm done being in a car with them. Like, I know that this sounds, if you don't think about it because you don't have a sensitive sense of smell, like you might be really affecting the people around you if you are using really strong scents.
I think the thing about smell that really is what gets me. And also, thanks, Sammy Tim Gaming, for the follow, and welcome to the Critic
Hello,
Crew.
Sammy.
The thing about smell that's petrifying for me is that it's so easy to not know you are smelling.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those stealth things. Like the fact that your nose can so rapidly acclimate and then make background out of anything is both a gift and a curse because nothing is worse than realizing you smell. I feel like that.
Yeah.
I fear that moment more than I fear any interaction where I have to be like, sorry, I smell today, or like, I'm sorry, I'm smelly, don't smell me, whatever.
It's not knowing.
Yeah, I have no problem telling someone like, sorry, I'm sweaty. Please don't like give me a hug or whatever. But the moment you're like, hey man, just so you know, it'd be like being, hey man, just so you know, you got turds rolling out of your pant legs.
Yeah.
And like there's a raccoon holding onto the back of your head. Yeah.
But I think you might know.
What?
And that if you had a raccoon clinging to you and there were turds coming out of your pant legs, you probably just committed to the life at that point.
I don't know, man. When I was a kid, I feel like I could have walked around like that and not known.
Well, that's different. Kids are like that.
I had such matted hair when I was a kid for a grip. My mom had to cut out some tangles from me.
Oh, yeah, dude. I was gross. I was so not. That's kid stuff, though. You have to learn how to do hygiene.
Yeah, you do. Hey, why don't we tip it over to another voicemail? We got another one in the can. This is literal strange genius, Coyote Astronaut.
What's up, Bug? What's up, Moss? This is your literal stranger, Coyote Astronaut, with a useless skill that used to be extremely useful when I worked in a computer lab back 4,000 years ago at college. So I am able to retrieve a 3.5-inch floppy disk from a drive when it is stuck using only a sheet of paper.
Ooh.
The method is to fold the sheet of paper in half longwise. So you've got a long, skinny sheet of paper. You slip the sheet of paper up below where the disk is through the front of the drive so that you know that it's under the slide. You do the same thing on the top. You pop the button, disk comes straight out. I figured this out on my own. I am a literal fucking scavenger, and I'm a little sad that physical media is in the state that it is because, man, that was so cool when people were like, I can't get my disk out. This sucks. And I'm like, well, I got you.
Check this
out. Useless skill now. Super cool skill then. And I hope y'all are having a great day. Take care. Be safe. And, take care.
Thanks for calling in, Coyote. That's awesome. So in our Discord, I asked people to call in with stories about useless skills that you have. That is very much still an open question, 848 Mossbug. But I think it's fun. It was sparked by my chainsaw impression. Like, what are some useless things that you can do? That one's very useful. Unfortunately, not anymore. I will say the 3.5-inch floppy disk is my favorite physical form of media. It obviously sucked because it only held like, was it 1.5 megabytes, 3.5 megabytes? I can't remember.
Is that the standard floppy you grew up using in school?
The ones that you probably, the ones that people our age, so born in like the mid 90s, probably remember barely. And then people back from there. The hard plastic floppy disk, the save icon.
Which is already a misnomer, right? Because like we are talking about our nostalgia for a floppy disk that's post-floppy. Because the discs used to be floppy. So like our nostalgia comes from like something that's already like going forward from its predecessor. Yeah,
the original, the big floppy disks. I had some of those as a kid, but only because my dad was a computer guy, and so he had some of the things in the basement.
I never encountered those.
Those hard floppy disks, to me, they have just a fucking like charm to them. They're like, that's like a sexy piece of media.
There's a riz.
It's got like a roboticness, the little sliding bit.
Okay.
What's up?
Would you say that floppy disk is an object that gives you gender envy.
To call back to yesterday's conversation, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
I
because,
feel-
right? Like, it's got like a...
We watched a video on YouTube recently that intersected with some discussion of, I think the term is like mechanophile, which is like people who find romantic and sexual attraction in machines.
Yeah.
I am not that, but I understand that
Yeah.
on a certain level, and that I really like machines and I really like things like that. So yeah, I fucking love that floppy disk. As just said in chat, F-DILF.
F-DILF.
N Squared says, I don't know if it's a skill, but when I was a kid, I memorized the first 100 digits of pi that are still rattling around in my head. Hey, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of digits, my guy.
That is a lot of digits.
Woof. Man, floppy disks are everything. I used to write batch scripts. I got really into like when I was in school. I made my first website in 6th grade with my dad's help. We pushed it up with an FTP server, and it was, thank you for the follow, Tiny Baby Monkey. It was, I think, teamdolphin.com. Oh
Hell
my
yeah.
God. Actually, hold on. This is a story I'm going to tell.
He watched a lot of videos about math.
Oh, wait, hold on. What's up with the overlay? All right, hold on. I want to clip this bit maybe later, so I'm just going to fix this. Okay, pretend that didn't happen.
If Moss is sleepy today, that's because he probably got a little high.
And watched a bunch of videos about overtones.
Thanks for being patient with him. It's Moss in general.
So this isn't a science nerd out type Moss in general. This is a story from when I was a kid. In like 5th and 6th grade, elementary school era, me and my friends Cody, Jack, and Tyler formed Team Dolphin, which was our like little secret agent club.
Hell
and
yeah.
it was Dolphin, DOLFIN, because 3 of our favorite animals were dog, wolf, and penguin. So we combined those together
Hell
to
yeah.
make Dolphin, which is incredibly stupid right off the bat, and I love that. And then I wanted to make us like a cool website. So I remember sitting down with Coffee Cup HTML editor and my dad helping me a little bit and rudimentary Google skills, and wrote in HTML1 this cool website that had like, you know, diamond plated steel.
Yeah,
It had-
dude.
I found one of those textures and made that the background. And this is like Team Dolphin and like green techno letters. And I had a login with a password thing.
So cool.
That was really just like a simple JavaScript thing that was like, if what is entered in the box equals the password we have, let you in.
Hell yeah, dude.
But like that was my first foray into computers and stuff. And after that, I remember I got like really obsessed with like learning how to do batch scripts, and because you could like print stuff to the screen. And so I would like write batch scripts and put them on floppy disks and bring them to places.
That's so cool.
And this is kind of just a disjointed retelling of some nerdy stories from my teenage years. But one of the best pranks I think I ever pulled was in high school on my friend Andrew Jackson, I think. Same name as the president. Isn't the president. That Andrew Jackson died a long time ago. This Andrew Jackson, we had laptops in a laptop cart that we would share. And this person was very much into like conspiracies, like very much into conspiracies. So I wrote a batch program and set it up to launch on booting the computer. Leonard in the chat knows who it is because we went to school together. Long live Andy fucking Jackson. So I set up a batch script that would boot on Andy's computer when he opened it up. And the first thing it does is like go full screen. And then it says like, hello, Andrew. We know
my
what you've
God.
been doing. And like the text changes colors and stuff. And it's like, we know that you're on to us. Please like cease your investigations type thing. And then a bunch of like random techno bullshit that happened.
so
And then I
funny.
made it delete itself.
That's so good.
And I remember like testing all of this, putting this all into place, and then setting it all in motion. And I'm trying to remember. I think he was freaked out at first, but ended up thinking it was really funny. I don't remember. And no, Elle says, did y'all bully Andy? No, never. I love Andy Jackson.
Andy, if you're listening, come tell your side of this story.
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know exactly how that moment went, because I worked really hard on that.
That's such a fun prank.
Yeah, and not in like a mean-spirited way. In like a here's something crazy that like you wouldn't expect. Like that's, in my opinion, that's a good prank.
Yeah.
Because like it's not mean. It's like, oh whoa, I'm having an unexpected experience that I am finding delightful and intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work to put into doing something like that to a friend. It's pretty fun.
I don't know what Andy's up to these days, but I wonder sometimes.
Still trying to track down that program.
Leonard says, now I want to leave a voicemail about Andy, but I'm not sure if it's interesting to anyone other than me. Go ahead. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Colin says 848-ANDY-JXN. We'll have to reserve another number.
Yeah.
I wonder what Andy's up to these days. I'll have to check on Facebook and see if Andy's there.
Yeah.
It
That's
is
a great story.
It's 7:45 on May 12th. I feel like I've been talking a lot, Bug. You got anything on your mind?
No, I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a beautiful time.
I want to make sure I wasn't talking too much.
You weren't talking too much.
You know what I am, though?
What?
Smelly.
You're not
Because
smelly.
I am sweating in my winter dress this morning.
Yeah, your winter. You needed your summer dress for today.
Yeah, because it is toasty here in the studio. 848 Mossbug is the number to call. It is a real phone number. It's a Google Voice number, if you must know. 848-6677-284-6677 MOSS 284-BUG. 848 is the area code. Dial it in a different order. It's 848 Mossbug. Leave us a voicemail.
I got really distracted reading a message in chat because Leonard said I organized a protest for detention and then it like goes like and got, but it looks like ADHD.
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the guidance subsystem drive the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. Line up at the start. Your test is over.
And you're off. Hydrocoptic marsal veins. Capacitive directives.
Can you see?
Come on, Daddy. Where are you?
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the guidance...
Some horse shit.
The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, the guidance subsystem drive the missile from a
Get some
position where
tools.
it is.
Walk away, get some stuff. Get like
Need a wrench?
Is it happening? I think it is. It back? Is it back?
Is it back?
I don't know. I think so. I think it's back.
Oh, okay. I just got the Vice scripts. I was going to try and threaten Daddy, the other computer.
Everyone said I shouldn't tell you we're back. I didn't see it in time.
That's okay. I appreciate you telling me the truth, Bug. Wow, that was crazy. Leonard said right before missile o'clock. Leonard said, I organized a protest for a detention that Andy got. That was what that message was. I love that. I love how I remember we were all so activist in high school. I feel like we were always like organizing in various ways.
I think that's so cute.
I love that. Coyote Astronaut says, I loved We Got Daddy, Where Are You? And then some horse shit and immediately into threats. All right. Woof. Sorry for that, folks. Eventually, Windows will push another update and things will get even worse. So don't worry.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know what it is, y'all. We have this crazy networked audio set up. There's a computer separate from our two computers that handles all the audio and pipes it over the network.
That's Daddy.
And it's convoluted the way I've set things up. And I didn't need to do it. But boy, is it nice also that I did because we share like this same interface and stuff. Bug's camera is not even plugged into the computer we're streaming from.
No, so we share this massive audio interface, which might sound, here's the thing. If you're like me and you know just enough about computers to be trouble, you might hear that and think, yeah, you should be able to use an audio interface with two computers, but you can't.
No.
You can't. That's not how it works. And so if you're like Mason, you don't accept that. And if you're like me, you agree, this is unacceptable. So you need to make it work because it's absurd that the two of you with your two computers, I had a tiny Focusrite forever balanced under my computer that I was using as an audio interface. And then Mason has the board, which is, I don't know, like this big.
It's huge. It's a 16-channel mixer. And it's pretty great. We'll do a studio tour breakdown at some point because I think the way we have things hooked up here is genuinely pretty interesting.
It's pretty fun.
But it definitely needs a little bit of show and tell.
We need a new computer. We need a Windows 11 machine.
Daddy's a Windows 10 machine, and it's time.
Daddy's barely a Windows 10 machine.
It's time. Yeah, Daddy was originally a Windows XP machine.
Oh, no. Daddy was not. That is crazy.
No, I'm not joking. Daddy was an XP machine, and I have cobbled together and Frankensteined him into being able to run Windows 10. Alas, he will not run Windows 11. There's not enough cajoling that can do.
Yeah.
N Squared says, shout out the Focusrite Scarlett. They are good little interfaces. Their drivers can be a bit dicey at times. Honestly, though, lately, been pretty impressed with Focusrite. Except their commercial offerings. I don't know if anyone watching this is, but if you're in a position where you're ordering audio equipment for a large facility and you're looking at the Focusrite like Red or Red One, I don't remember the exact name of it. Fuck those. They are trash. They cost too much money and they do not work well with other stuff.
And to be clear, the Focusrite for an individual creator is only a good option because they have like these little creator bundles and their prices are a little bit better. They're still kind of overpriced, but you can get them on sale.
Yeah. And I mean, they're decent. They're good little interfaces.
Yeah.
They're solidly built. They work pretty well. I used to be a Steinberg UR guy. I liked those, but those are even, I don't know. I think I'd choose a Focusrite these days if I was going to pick something up.
It's hard to find that balance of durability and not $1 million.
Leonard says, carry a Scarlett with me to the hotels for work. And Elle says, okay, forget the Bean Man. Free Daddy.
Free Daddy.
Listen, when Daddy eventually gets replaced, which maybe that'll be the first thing we do with the Patreon money.
Yeah.
Is replace
Well, the first
Daddy.
thing we might need to do with the Patreon is pay our bills.
Is eat. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I'm living in an optimistic future where somehow we don't have to figure that out. But when Daddy gets replaced, we will take Daddy's motherboard or something and like frame it. We'll keep him.
Yeah.
We'll keep him around.
That's sort of like taxidermying someone as a prize.
Yeah. Well, I say to Cinders, our cat, all the time, that if he doesn't start acting proper, I'm going to turn him into a nice hat and gloves.
And it will be warm.
It would be warm. It'd be very cute.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and pop into a voicemail in the last 8 minutes of our show here. This one in the beginning was transcribed as Hello Pokemon TV, but I'm pretty sure this person said Bug and Moss. This is an unknown new caller from the 443.
Hello, Bug and Moss TV. This is Alex, also known as French Alexander, and I've also been called Al, but please do not call me that. A useful skill that I have is that we're as tall and as awkward as I am, I'm really good at sneaking up on people. I've not only terrified my wife by being in a spot where she wasn't expecting me, but I've also scared our Labrador Retriever and one of our cats. I can also tell who's walking down the stairs by the sound of their footsteps, but I'm not 100% sure if that's actually useless. Well, if that's a talent or not.
Is your phone... Is Alex using a rotary phone? And by that, I don't mean a phone that you dial with a rotary. I mean like a rotary speaker. Is the phone spinning rapidly? That call was a little bit glitched. But okay, so Alex, as tall and awkward as I am, I'm really good at sneaking up on people.
Yeah. This is a skill that you share with Haberlin.
Emily, Alex's partner, says he scares me all the time.
Yeah.
I fully believe that.
Mason scares the shit out of me all the time. Mason is also very light-footed.
I am a prowler. I am one of those kids. I walk around on the balls of my feet and my toes like a wolf.
Yeah, like a wolf.
I'm always sneaking around here. And so I am a very light stepper. And I was the only one of my siblings who is a light stepper. I am a little bit sneaky, and I have snuck up and scared people, but I have a tendency to make so much noise, like ancillary noise with my mouth or by running into things or with my arms that I don't necessarily. I'm not often sneaky, but I can be.
Yeah, you usually are like singing or yelling or something, and that helps. But you do still scare me probably 5 or 6 times a week.
And you almost never scare me.
No, I'm heavy-footed.
And this is one of my favorite things about you is I don't even know if you notice when you're doing it. You're always humming a little song.
Yeah, I don't notice.
Bug is always walking around. It is genuinely so cute. I'm going to cry tears of cute.
Cry.
She's always walking around just humming a little tune whenever she's doing stuff. Like I'll just walk out of the room and just be like, it's the cutest thing.
I like how that looks like I'm chopping a violin.
I was thinking, yes, I'm like, I don't know, slicing onions. Emily says, hey, can you play the other voicemail from that number? It's super important. This one? This other voicemail? Okay. Oh. So true, bestie. That's awesome. Hey, we have our first non-human voicemail leaver. Who is that, Emily? I need to know who that delightful Bork came from.
That was one of the craziest stories I've ever heard. I need to know what happens next.
That's Savannah. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this contact as Savannah in the Google Voice. So anytime we get a number from this, we know it's Savannah. That's awesome. Elle says part 2 when?
Yeah, we're all waiting.
Alex says she also goes by Banana. That makes sense. Savannah Banana. The Savannah Bananas are a good baseball team. Regulation, Major League, original, normal baseball.
Yeah, nothing strange about it.
Yeah. It is 7:56.
We've got like 5 minutes left in the show. Sorry if it's been a little discombobulated. We're tired.
Yeah, I am so beat and broken. I have made it this far by promising myself that after my doctor's appointment at 8:30, I can come home and go back to sleep. I'm so
You all might be
wrecked.
sitting there like, it's weird because you keep saying you're actually wrecked, but you seem to have more energy than you do on normal days. And maybe that's true. I think it's just sort of the overcompensation.
Yeah, no, I'm in show mode, baby. I've got to be on for the show, right? And that's not to say it's disingenuous. It's that, in the sci-fi movies, they're flying the spaceship and the aliens are blasting them and everyone's acting like, whoa, whoa. And they're like, divert power from the shields to the thrusters, Captain. Like that shit.
Yeah.
I'm doing that, except I'm diverting power from like probably some essential organ function. I don't know. And I'm diverting it into like my mouth.
Yeah, that is, I don't know if anybody else, because I assume most of you have ADHD listening experiences this, but I feel like I am capable of diverting power from the thrusters in my body and mind. Like, there is this thing, I think the thing when stupid people say stuff like ADHD is a superpower, it isn't. What they're talking about is the ability that makes you so good under pressure to just like absolutely be wherever the problem is.
I wish we had more time because I wanted to talk about what's the dumbest and worst superpower you can think of, and you just made me think of that. So
ADHD is up there.
Yeah, in the last couple minutes, let's just go ahead and say, text or call 848-MOSS-BUG, 848-6677-284, and tell us either or both your useless talents and the worst superpower you can think of, but it's got to be a superpower. As an example of the one that I thought of the other day, the ability to sense ghosts, but only by touch.
Yeah,
so,
that one sucks.
Send us your cursed bad superpowers and your useless talents to 848-MOSS-BUG.
I'll go ahead and take a hard line on a pretty popular one. I think the worst superpower to have is mind reading.
That's a debate that we could have on that date when we discuss this. 848-MOSS-BUG. Drop it. Put it in. Thanks for joining us, Tiny Baby Monkey and Sammy Tim Gaming, our newest followers here over on the Twitch side of things. And also, huge thank you to our community Parker, Colin, our Colinity Parkmer. Colin Parker, our community Parker, twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. We are working on a proper plug system and proper way of plugging this. But for now, just go follow Colin. He streams all the time, all sorts of stuff. He's extremely funny, extremely fun to watch, and puts on a great show. Colin has an extreme knack for storytelling that I really admire. So go follow him. Twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. People in chat mostly.
Oh my
God. Hey, did you see that? There's a bee on the camera.
I don't think that was a bee.
You don't think that was a bee?
That was a bug.
Was that a bug?
Did everybody see that? Are you guys like freaking out right now?
Anyone who is on the podcast version, what you missed was something big and dark just obscured most of the camera for a second. That was scary. Follow Colin. Twitch.tv/Colin M. Parker. We're going to work out a better plug thing, and we're going to set up that bot. I promise. I see people in chat trying to send those commands to call on plugs and socials, and they are not there yet. Get off my back. I'm busy. Stop sending commands to the bot.
No, keep doing it. It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
Good to stay in practice.
No, you keep sending commands to the bot, please. I think it's funny. When I do set up the bot, there's going to be a lot of commands I don't tell y'all. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that you'll have to find. Yeah, see, no, Colin gets it right away. That kind of bullshit I'm going to pull. Hey, what do you think we should call this one? Throw it in the chat. I'm going to go take a massive change of clothes and then go to the doctor's appointment that I have. Thank you so much for joining us. It is so great to have you here. It is genuinely a delight. I'm really proud of this cute little community of critters, and I'm so happy you're joining us every morning. I hope it helps you wake up, and I hope it brings you joy.
Yeah, we're really, really glad you're here, and we're super grateful for you.
We are. Oh, I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
And we love you, critters. Have a great rest of your day.
This is Bug and Moss.